It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. And coming up,
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Live from New Orleans, and he is a legend. Thank you, D.A. As the season gets longer, so does the injury list, and Clark, you've taken a look at how you stay healthy, what these athletes have got to do, changes from era to era, but what precautions do teams take right now to ensure their players are at their very healthiest?
Well, I think it's all about preventative maintenance and really good training and medical staffs, and most of those in the NBA are excellent. Do a good job of the preseason work, the conditioning work, the customizing of routines of weightlifting and recovery for each player. And then it's a matter of the player following the protocols and his particular program so that you fight off injury. And if you do get injured, it typically isn't, you're not out for extended periods of time. So, and then the emphasis on rest and not be overstated. Teams are doing a much better job of managing the bodies of their players.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Whiteside is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then there's D'Angelo Russell. Then there's Smart. And it's George in at the small forward spot. And Wall kicks to Ayton. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. And here is Lamb. 5 on the clock. Here's Griffin. Tries again. Passes it to Lamb. Goes back up. The rebound by Paul George.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
And it's in there.
Getting more comfortable attacking inside is Russell. Nice job, D-Russ.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
Now here's Griffin. His last outing, he had 8 points. And the shot goes in.
It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was about a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low.
Here is Whiteside. Smart with the ball. From deep, George comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Here's Warren. Offensive rebound. Ayton. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
I just admire the instincts that Ayton has. Seems to know exactly where to be when the shot goes up.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
Smart misses.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Here's Griffin. It's hauled in by George. Mavericks trail by 3. Russell looking it over. It's George on the wing. Shoots over Warren. The shot by George, no good.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And yes, it's good.
Wanting to develop his interior game, Jeremy Lamb, shots like this will help him be more assertive in that area.
Russell finds Smart. Griffin against Russell. Markkanen passes to George. Will it go? And the nice bucket inside from Markkanen. Markkanen's got his first basket of the night.
Yeah, Markkanen doing a nice job crashing the glass there, Kevin, at 7 feet tall. This guy making good use of his size on that possession.
Now here's Wall. 14 points from him the last game against Memphis. And it's sent back by Russell. Inside, here's Smart. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist.
Bit of an oversized playmaking guard, allows Russell to see over and around defenders. Great look there.
On the wing, Lamb. This one for three. And no good that time. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Pelicans on top, leading. Throwing up the youngest of 5 with 4 old. And Wall had his challenges certainly growing up. We all know those stories, losing his father at a young age, but his mother, his aunts, Greg, his sisters, they protected him.
Helped him to get where he is now. We see it so often. A young man making it to the NBA is really a victory for the entire family.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Pelicans, what do you guys think?
You know, I think they're going to be happy with how they played here early on.
I agree with you. I mean, they hit the ground running, had a strong start to the game that they're hoping they can manage the rest of the way.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, we've got Russell. Whiteside is out there with Markkanen. Then it's Paul George, and it's Smart in at the shooting guard. Here's Griffin, and the layup's good off the glass. Griffin's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Smart with the ball. He's picked up by Lamb. Here's Russell. Sweet little floater. Russell's got 6.
And, you know, you look at the floater, it's an effective shot for Russell. But when he doesn't want to go all the way to the rack, you got to have that in your book bag.
And for D'Angelo Russell, the former number 2 pick, it's all about developing himself as a player and a leader. Has focused more on the team and less on himself of late, and knows what is expected of him and has to earn every second of floor time.
And it's slammed in by Whiteside. Dallas shooting their first free throw of the night. And it's tied up with that one. And last season, Russell had to fight for minutes upon returning from injury.
Yeah, and battles like that help mature a player and really keep them focused. Those are areas where Russell had struggled in the past. I think he and his coach both know it's not easy, but it has already started in making Russell the best player he can be.
Mark, when you played some tremendous talent at the forward position, as you go back in your Rolodex, who was the toughest matchup for you?
Well, I look at some of the names of guys that I played against. Mark Aguirre, Larry Bird, obviously Kevin McHale in Boston. Calvin Nat was terrific with Portland at the time. Marcus Johnson in Milwaukee. Bernard King in New York probably was the toughest guy I had to deal with because he was such an animal and beast as a scorer and was relentless in his movement without the ball. He was probably the hardest guy I had to check.
Boy, some great names there.
Yeah, big-time scores at that forward position.
Outside, Smart. And Markkanen gets it to go on the assist from Smart.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Adding to their lead, and you see that field goal percentage for the game steadily heading north.
Here's Wall. Score the basket, his third after 5 shots.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
Russell against Wall. Russell kicks to Whiteside. Now here's Smart. T right on him. Over Lamb. Smart misses. For New Orleans, they've gotten 4 of the first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Russell. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Western Conference standings. Taking a look at New Orleans. Right now, they've compiled the 6th best record in the conference. And, of course, the Dallas Mavericks. Right behind them, just 1 spot down.
And, you know, for the Pelicans, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
It's stolen by Wall. And, oh, here we go. Wall. Nobody.
Whoa! Talk about bringing it. Man, I like the quick hands of Wall. I mean, seeing him jump all over the opposition and get into the passing lanes to come up with the steal, that's impressive work.
And stolen by Ayton. Lamb finds Wall. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Outside, Smart. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
I could not say it any better, showing you some real focus, taking it inside against the bigger man.
And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. And that...
Welcome back to New Orleans as we take a gentle cruise down the Mississippi River before returning to action. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Look at John Wall. What a contribution so far.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for New Orleans right now, all out there with Jeremy Lamb, and it's DJ Warren, then there's Griffin, and it's Ayton in at the center filling out the middle.
Yes, he does, Kevin. Love seeing Griffin finish with power at the rim. Awesome at throwing it down when he's in this deep.
And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. This game is finished. They'll be off to Portland taking on the Trailblazers. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
And they are going toe-to-toe here tonight, guys. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, these teams evenly matched, Greg, trading hits and refusing to give up any advantage.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, just a real lack of aggressiveness there right now. I mean, can't give up these types of layups to begin the quarter, Greg. I mean, that's a no-no.
And he's got one heck of a burst on his way to the bucket. Wall is at his best when he's driving the lane, going from 0 to 60 in an instant.
Here's Russell with the 3. Not going to go that time. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. Here's Wall. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. And it's a 4-point New Orleans lead. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. We know star power is critical, Clark, but when you look at the great bench players, what distinguishes them in your estimation?
A couple of things, Kevin, when you talk about outstanding role players. One is not only do they accept their role, they embrace it. They thrive in it. They really relish it. It could be impacting the game defensively or impacting it with energy and offensive rebound. Sometimes it's a designated scorer who comes off the bench to just inject offense. Lou Williams as a 6th man.
Sure.
Vinnie Johnson when he was with the Pistons. I mean, there are a number of guys. John Havlicek, his great Hall of Fame career was pretty much started as a 6th man. So a number, Kevin McHale and so forth. You can go down the list, but they impact the outcome with some aspect or aspects of their game, which is awesome to see.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
And the Pelicans with the possession. They're on a 10-2 run here. And Jeremy Lamb, the bucket on the assist by Griffin. Griffin's got 3 assists in the game. Ball against Russell. Right side, George. Lets the three fly. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
Yeah, he's costing them right now, sabotaging them a little bit. He's got to find his shot if they want to win this game.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Dallas calls timeout.
And with the Tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
You're exactly right. Halting the other team's run momentarily. Let's see what he comes up with now, Greg.
1:19 left in the third quarter. Smart deciding where to go with it. From deep. The shot by George, no good.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Such a wide open look. And that's now 7 points for Lamb.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Not many empty trips for this group. It seems everything's falling for him this half.
Here's Whiteside. Dallas again missing.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those days. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes it's just not working for you.
Here's Warren. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Warren's got his first 2 points.
And that monster lead continues to grow. They are just piling it on now.
Yeah, it looks too easy for him. Almost looks too easy for him, I should say, Greg. I mean, their chemistry really, really at a high level. Nice to see how easy he takes over games. Makes it look elementary. I mean, that's why they feed him the rock so much.
Wall against Russell. Here's Wall. Over Russell. Off on that one. And so it's New Orleans enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. On the floor for Dallas, Lauri Markkanen is out there with Whiteside. Then it's Marcus Smart. Then it's Russell. And it's George in at the 3 spot.
Wall has hurt him in every way possible tonight. He's got firepower that really only a few guys in our league possess.
Markkanen inside the line. Off the left rim and out.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Mavericks trailed by 14. Outside, George. Doesn't go that time. And New Orleans will go the other way with it. Griffin kicks to Wall. Outside Warren. Wall against Russell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Wall's shot is off. And here are the Mavericks now. The 3 from George. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. And that's now 7 points for Paul George.
Nice release on the shot. George has put a lot of work into his mechanics. And I like the way he continues to impress from beyond the arc.
Here's Wall. Down low. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Russell. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Now here's Smart. Covered by Lamb. Yep, it goes in, and the Pelican lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Smart. And so it's Wall. He brings it up for New Orleans. On the wing, Lamb. At the top of the key, Ayton. Shot clock at 5. Here's Wall, and it's sent back by Russell. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. 1:44 left in the game. And yes, it's good.
Lamb is a capable spot-up shooter. He's comfortable shooting off the catch.
Dallas calls timeout. They're trailing by 11. 1:43 left in the fourth. Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
He'd finally had enough of their losing streak, and it's going to take something special to regain some kind of momentum. And his effort has been very special tonight. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his first foul. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Here's Wall.
And that's Russell. I mean, he has the length to disrupt and bother shots, even against bigger or more explosive athletes. Nothing's going his way since the horn. I mean, looks like he used up all his mates in the last quarter.
Count that one.
Kevin, it certainly hasn't been for lack of effort, but still, his team needs him to do more out there.
If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Now, here's Wall. Battles through traffic and lays it in. And the Pelicans lead by 11.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for New Orleans.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for John Wall.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got. And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
And, you know, this is what's needed at this point in the game, Greg. The great teams know how to close it out.
Now Lamb. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the... All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
Pass me by, I called Delancey. My team moving through lights, cameras, and action. Thoughts to ideas.